Yes, this video we're going to talk about understanding and diagnosing the condition of your muscle tissue, or in Ayurveda, Mamsa, Dhatu. And the muscles we know give us strength. They help bind, they hold the body together, they support all of the organs, they support the structure of our body, and they give us more confidence and strength and even courage. And of course, we know protein is building our muscles, like roots, vegetables, beans, nuts, dairy products, and of course, meat. But what we want to do here is we want to look at our muscle tissue at our body, and we're going to try to analyze it and determine its condition. And of course, in the West, we tend to want to have a lot of muscles and no fat. But this doesn't always equate with being healthy, and we're going to cover that. What are the signs and symptoms of excess muscle tissue, depleted muscle tissue, or inflamed muscle tissue? First, we're going to look at the vata imbalance of our muscle, and we know vata is cold, light, dry, and basically it's depleting, so it means you're having a lack of muscle, and you're going to feel muscle pain. Of course, what's depleting muscle can be excess exercise, insufficient nutrition. You know, many chronic illnesses can deplete us, malabsorption, poor absorption, and lack of protein, for using, if we want to use nutritional terms, and of course a vata increasing diet, which could be, salads and beans and light eating and juicing, will eventually deplete us in muscle. And of course, old age, we tend to see our muscles also deplete. Now, when they're too vata, they become depleted in this sense, then we have muscle pain, stiffness, weakness, and fatigue. Whenever the muscles are affected, we're going to affect our energy level. If our muscles are depleted, we're going to be fatigued and tired. But particularly when they're too vata, you're going to have twitching, spasms, rigidity, and we could call it muscle wasting. If you want to understand and see your muscles, because mostly they're under your skin, you could just look at your gums. If your gums are receding, there you have muscle wasting. You're catabolic. You're losing muscle mass, and you're shrinking, so to speak. And this can happen to somebody who's even overweight with a proper diet. So you can still be a large person and have depleted muscles. And this person often is craving for more protein, for more foods. And they have, like I said, receding gums. They have muscle pain, even convulsions. And these are the signs and symptoms of these depleted muscles, and you're very weak and tired. And it can lead to inflammatory muscles, which is where we're going next, often referred to as fibromyalgia. And this is where the muscles become inflamed, and you have abscesses, bruises, muscle fatigue, muscle inflammation, and this creates chronic fatigue. I mean, if your muscles are depleted, they feel, like in the vata case, they feel stiff and weak and trembling and shaking, and leading to more serious conditions, even like Parkinson's. But when they're inflamed, then you have this inflammation of the muscles and much more pain and much more fatigue, and also can lead to hypertension, high blood pressure, and other serious health ailments by having inflamed muscle. But the main one we're thinking of here is this pain, this inflammation, and fatigue that comes along with it. And you can also have excess muscles. Many people who are doing protein powders, eating a lot of meat, trying to build muscles, often have this excess muscle tissue. And you don't want excess muscle tissue. I can't say which is worse, depleted or inflamed or excess, but all are considered imbalances. And of course, excess is too much kapha in the muscles. So this contributes to tumors, growths, cysts, fibroids, swelling, lumps in the body, fibroid tumors, even dental tartar on the teeth, even excess earwax, nasal crust. All this is created from excess muscle tissue. We could say contributed by too much protein in the diet. But the real danger, of course, is the growths, the tumors, the cysts, the fibroids, the lumps. So, and then, of course, ultimately, this high protein diet can contribute to kidney failure and kidney problems as well. Now, what's making excess muscles? Of course, poor digestion can contribute. Too much red meat, high protein diet, too much wheat, too much dairy, sleeping in the daytime, heavy foods, and just even excess consumption of foods will contribute to this. And ultimately, signs and symptoms can be, not just lumps, but growth of the lips, the tongue, the thighs, the legs, the arms, being overweight. These are typical signs. And depletion of muscle tissue also comes from lack of a poor digestion or malabsorption and lack of protein and insufficient nutrients, or just a kind of a vata-provoking diet, like having just salads and light foods without any excess protein or animal product for an excessive period of time. Then your muscles can become depleted. So in that depleted muscle, let's review. Depleted muscle is vata, and you're going to feel pain in the muscles, twitching in the muscles. Inflamed muscles, you're going to feel heat and hot and burning and pain and inflammation in the muscles. The muscles will become tender to touch. So this is pitta in the muscles. They're inflamed. And then excess muscle tissue is a kapha in the muscles. There you're going to have lumps in the body, fibroids, cysts, and of course could contribute to tumors. So this is why anybody with a tumor, whether it's malignant or not, needs to reduce down the protein, we should say in Ayurvedic terms, reduce the kapha in your muscles, to reduce it down. So, and this can be done by eating less, fasting, lowering the protein, etc. So this video isn't so much to talk about how to diagnose the condition of your muscle tissue, but to understand it, to make sure you're not depleted, inflamed, or having excess muscle tissue, or as Ayurveda we call Mamsa, Dhatu.